Hello, and welcome to
Papi Approved Movies.
My name is Papi.
And I'm Natalie.
In our podcast, we'll review and critique my favorite PG-13 movies.
Movies that I wasn't allowed to watch until I turned 13.
Every other week, Nellie and I will watch a new PG-13 movie.
And I'll see if Papi's movies live up to the hype.
Which, of course, they will.
Today we're going to be watching Ready Player One.
Before we begin, there will be spoilers if you haven't seen the movie and don't want it to be spoiled.
Press pause and come back when you're finished. Now, Papi, tell me the deets on this movie.
All right. How you doing? How you feeling?
Good.
You ready to talk about this amazing movie?
Okay.
Ready Player One came out in 2018 with a runtime of 2 hours and 20 minutes. It's streaming on the Roku channel. It's written by Zach Penn and Ernest Cline and directed by Steven Spielberg. Main stars are Ty Sheridan, Olivia Cooke, and Ben Mendelsohn. Fun facts, this movie has so many Easter eggs it's impossible to go over them all. What are some of your favorite Easter eggs that you noticed from this movie?
They went through Minecraft.
They went through Minecraft and you used to play Minecraft.
I play Minecraft.
Oh, you still play Minecraft?
Yes.
Alright, anything else that you noticed or you liked?
He was born in 2027.
And that's an Easter egg for what?
My birth.
No, you weren't born in 2027.
I know,
this podcast is coming out in 2024.
That means it's my graduation.
Your graduation year of high school, not your birth.
It's my existence.
Your adult birth, now that you get to go to college or whatever, maybe?
It has to do with my birth because I was born so that I would be class of 2027.
He was born in the year you were graduated from high school.
Yeah.
So what is... Okay.
It has to do with my existence.
Okay, but not your birth. But okay. Anything else? You didn't notice anything? You thought anything was cool?
I don't know.
You know, I know that the 80s is really popular in movies and TV shows and Stranger Things and all that. And I think that's why this movie was so popular, because it had all those throwbacks to the 80s and 90s.
My birth was not in the 80s or 90s.
But you know about 80s and 90s movies.
No.
You knew about the DeLorean. You've seen Back to the Future. You know about the Millennium Falcon. They mentioned that. And that's from Star Wars.
Oh.
You know about Akira, the manga/anime. You really don't know anything, huh?
No. I knew the Back to the Future.
That's it.
Yeah.
You knew the Rubik's Cube. Oh my goodness. Okay. All right.
The Rubik's Cube.
Halo. You saw the Halo guys.
Yeah.
You recognize them.
The Rubik's Cube is
Hello Kitty.
a normal. Well, we're talking about the 80s.
We're talking about all the Easter eggs in the movies.
You said you were like, everything is the 80s. And I was like, I'm not born in the 80s.
Here's my question. Which are a few of your favorites? That's what I said. I didn't say 80s and 90s.
I know, but you started talking about the 80s and the 90s. And I was like, I wasn't born there. And then you started trying to prove me wrong. And now you're just moving into some random things
well,
that
I
have
just
nothing
named a
to
bunch
do
of 80s
with
and 90s things that you did know about. So
you said a Rubik's Cube. Rubik's Cube got popular in 2015.
You think they didn't like the Rubik's Cube in the 80s?
I know, but I'm saying that there was Rubik's Cube and fidget spinner craze in 2015, along with slime in 2017.
All I do know is that there are a lot of things from the 80s that you know about just because you live in the present time. Thank you.
I don't think so.
So what did you think of the movie? Now, you know what? I'm going to guess it. I wrote it down in my mind. Go ahead. What did you think of the movie?
I give it a 5 stars.
Whoa! Not what I was going to give it. I gave you a 3 stars because I thought you would say, you know, I didn't really get it. I didn't understand any of those 80s and 90s references because I'm a 2020 kid. No, 2010 kid. No, you're a 2000s kid. You're not even 2010 kid. And I thought you're like, it went over my head. I don't know anything about the Zemeckis Cube. Like, who's Zemeckis? And you're like,
I didn't get that was a reference.
It's the director of the Back to the Future. And then when he plays it, the music of Back to the Future comes on. There's a lot. There's a lot. Anyways, 5 stars. Excellent. You loved it, huh?
Uh-huh.
Tell me what you liked about it. Tell me about it. You just barely talked about it.
Because I was interrupted.
Go ahead.
I didn't really like how...
So every time I do a movie a 5 star, the first thing I talk about is the stuff I didn't like. Yeah, go ahead. Good job.
The reason why I was debating if it was a 4.5 versus a 5-star is because I felt like it was rushed.
Rushed. It was 2 hours and 20 minutes. It was a long movie.
I think it was like they shoved it in that time. I feel like it would have been a 3-hour movie if they did it correctly. So I felt it was very rushed.
Yeah, I could see that. Just so everybody knows, what do you think the first keyword would be in IMDb? Science fiction. I cut you off. I'm sorry. It's because I wanted you to hear that. It's a sci-fi movie.
These days, always trying to cut me off.
It's a sci-fi
Next
movie.
thing you know, Papi's going to tell me to go make him a sandwich.
Yes. I'm mansplaining that Natalie likes sci-fi movies. Her last 5-star movie, which has been 6 years since her last 5-star movie, was sci-fi. This one. You know, Theo used to be happy. He'd be like, oh, she's coming to the dark side. You had to turn 15 and now you like sci-fi movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it was. You're like, you turn 15, you're like, I'm super smart now. Sci-fi is the way to go.
Are you saying I wasn't smart before?
No, you're 14.
Everyone cancel it.
Cancel. Week 2 of the cancellation tour of Papi Poo movies. I'm happy you liked it. I really am. I really loved watching it again. I thought it was fun. I was going to tell you in the fun facts, but we can bring it up now. I read the book, and by read, I just heard it on Audible. And all the quests and all the keys are completely different 80s, 90s references. And I thought, what a great way to make the movie. It's not exactly like the movie. It's very different because they're using different things. Like he played a different video game, or he didn't do the race. He did this, or he did a Donkey Kong thing, or whatever it was. I can't remember exactly what's in the book. But watching the movie, I loved it. So I read the book / I listened to it on Audible. And I had a great experience listening to the book as well. And I got the second book, Ready Player 2. Well, I didn't get the book. I got the Audible as well. And I'm going to be listening to that pretty soon because I really did enjoy watching this movie again.
I was under the impression that it was a different movie.
What do you mean?
Because the time you watched it first, I was in the room at the end. I watched the end of the movie before.
Oh, okay.
But my memory is skewed because I don't think I actually watched the end of this movie. I just watched the end of a movie and then I heard that it was Ready Player One, which was like not correct. And so the whole time I was like confused what was going on slightly because of like what I thought was the end. And I thought that he was going to get stuck in the world. Why don't we get into the recap?
Let's do it. The movie begins in 2045. The world is obsessed with a virtual reality game called the Oasis. It was created by a man named Halliday and his friend Morrow. After Halliday died, he created a contest inside the Oasis consisting of finding 3 keys to get to the ultimate Easter egg. The winner gets control of the Oasis and tons of money. Everyone prefers being in the Oasis to real life. It's a haven of 80s and 90s pop culture. If you die in the Oasis or zero out, you can respawn, but you lose all your money and artifacts. I remember when I was playing Street Fighter like 5, and I hit like a 10, 11 game winning streak online. So I'm not very good at it, but I was like in the zone. And then I remember I got like an achievement for the Xbox for it. And then I never played that game online again. I was too nervous to lose that achievement. So I would never want to play the Oasis or put myself in danger where you can lose all your artifacts.
That's why I can't play Minecraft without another person.
How come?
Because if you die, you lose everything that's in your pockets. If you respawn with nothing. You can go back to the spot you died and get all your stuff again, but it'll go away in like a few minutes, like maybe 2 minutes. And if you don't get there in time, then you lose everything.
So it's the same kind of thing. But then what happens? Why do you need another person to play with you?
Because then if we're somewhere together and I like fall off a cliff and die, they can just go get my stuff.
And then just give it back to you?
Yeah. Because I'm too scared to go anywhere. So then like I'm kind of forced to go somewhere if I'm playing with someone else. Because it's like I'm not leading the team here.
Yeah. There's this MMORPGs. I've never played any. I played one, Fantasy Star Online, way back in the Dreamcast days, back in the late 90s, early 2000s. And I think you would lose your things that you had on. And I remember if you were playing with like a buddy or something like that, or just like an online friend, they would take your stuff and then log off and steal your stuff. Yeah. So you have to be careful who you play with because there's just a bunch of people betraying you. I remember that happened a couple times and I'm like, what jerks? I was ready to punch somebody in the face.
Yeah. And it's even worse if you go to the Nether because you can't respawn in the Nether. You go back to the real world.
Oh, in Minecraft?
Yeah. And like if you die and then you go straight back in, you won't get your stuff back. Another thing about the Nether is you have to wear gold there or else you're going to get attacked by these like little pig goblins. Mm-hmm. So if you lose all your gold armor and then you go back in, you'll immediately be killed.
Oh. So you lose your armor?
Yeah.
Well, why would anybody play in the Nether area?
You have to get the stuff from the Nether to defeat the game.
Oh. You beat the game, right?
Yeah. But we kind of cheated because I played with 2 people and we just teleported.
Whatever it takes. You guys win that way. All right, Wade, the main character Wade, is an orphan who lives with his aunt Alice. He's a gunter, an Easter egg hunter. Wade's gamertag is Parzival. He's very skilled and plays in the Oasis in a secret van. His best friends are H, Daito, and Sho. So Wade and Parzival, I'm going to use the names only when they're in the world they belong. So in real life, we're going to use Wade, and when he's in the Oasis, we'll use Parzival. It's been 5 years since Halliday died, and no one has found even one key. The only clue that anyone's ever found is a race that needs to be completed. A corporation named IOI, led by a rich evil man named Sorrento, is on the prowl. They employ a team of pop culture experts to find the Easter egg. They're called the Sixers. What do you think of the Sixers?
They're alright, but I'm more confused as why they would hire video game experts and then not also hire hackers.
Oh, like to break into the system?
Yeah.
I guess all of that.
No one's ever tried to hack into the system and just like tell themselves the secrets.
Yeah, that's a great point. Yeah, you would think that they would, if they're that scrupulous, they would have definitely done some hacking, right?
Exactly. And I'd get where the common people are like, oh, this is my game. This is like, I love this more than real world. It's my escape. Why would I try to hack it? But IOI, of course they would get hackers.
Yeah. I never even thought about the possibility that hackers could actually take away the ability to even play the game just to be able to get to the Easter egg and steal it.
Exactly.
That's a good point. I guess you're a very scrupulous thinker. You should have been Sorrento's boss.
I'll be Finale.
Nah, because...
Natalie.
No, you'd be the boss because you're coming up with the good ideas. At the race, Parzival is ready to go, and so is an army of Sixers. Parzival is driving the DeLorean from Back to the Future, the one reference you understood. Parzival recognizes a huge Oasis star at the race, Artemis, who he has a crush on. The race begins in T-Rex, and King Kong destroy most of the racers. Parzival saves Artemis right before she zeroes out, and she gets angry at him because her bike's destroyed. She kind of got a little upset at him, but he was really like trying to save her life.
Yeah, I don't know what that was all about.
And the other thing is, well, she thought she was going to win, but then the bike gets destroyed by King Kong, so...
She was going to die either way.
She was going to die anyway, yeah. Parzival takes Artemis to visit H, who's an amazing mechanic. Parzival flirts with her awkwardly, and they talk about Halliday and how he hated rules. After they log out, Wade goes home. Later, Wade thinks about how to win the race. He visits... I
have one question about his home.
Yeah.
He's like on this giant stack of like houses. How do they get the groceries up?
Yeah, that's a good question. They're probably like a
There's no elevator.
A pulley system. Because if you remember, he like rolls down. How does an old person get down?
Well, they live on the bottom.
No, you wonder if there's maybe like a staircase. And he just likes to jump faster, you know?
Maybe.
Yeah. No, because if there's older people, or like Alice, how does she get up and down? She's not doing like flips off of people's roofs.
Well, he wasn't either. He was just, there was clearly like a bunch of ladders.
Yeah, but he was jumping from one to the other. He went down a pole.
I know, he was jumping that's just because he's crazy. But you could just go down the ladders.
Yeah, so that's probably how they get the groceries up.
Yeah, but it's not a staircase, it's a ladder.
Pack. You put your groceries in the pack.
We need more groceries.
Nah. They probably have everything delivered. Oh, they were drones, right? Maybe they have deliveries through drones. It's the future, man. There's no stores. Later, Wade thinks about how to win the race. He visits the Halliday journals in the Oasis. It's a museum of Halliday's thoughts and memories. At the journals, the curator, a robot who works like a search engine, is annoyed with Parzival because he's always there. Parzival looks something up about rules, and he gets a clue for the race. Race time, take 2. This time Parzival drives backwards. Artemis notices him doing it too. He goes underneath the track and avoids all the dangers. He gets to the finish line and gets the first key in the clue. Artemis, H, Dido, and Show all get to the finish line in the following days. Sorrento meets with the IOI board and assures them that his Sixers will get the Easter egg.
I don't understand why the robot dude is like, why are you always in here? Go away. Like, why aren't there like hundreds of people swarming in that room? They all have to know that, like, why would he just have his memories up for no reason?
Well, they did. He's been dead for 5 years.
I know, exactly. Why don't they, like, look through that more? There's probably, like, tons of clues in there.
They probably have for, like, 3. I mean, you're going to look for something for a year, look through all his things, a couple years, and then you're like, I just can't anymore.
Yeah, I guess.
And so he was one of the only ones who kept going. Like, he had everything memorized. And so, of course, he's probably annoyed because the curator probably doesn't even work. Actually, after they find the first clue, then it was super busy. The journals were super busy again because people are trying to find the second clue. Then Sorrento meets up with IROC, an Oasis mercenary of sorts. IROC gives Sorrento the Orb of Osavox. It's an impenetrable magic shield. Then he asks IROC to take Parzival out before he finds the Easter egg. Parzival and Artemis meet up at the Halliday journals. They read over the second clue, and they think it's about a date Halliday went on with Kira. Kira asks to go dancing, but Halliday takes her to the movies instead. Parzival says there is only one mention of Kira in the entire journals, and the curator disagrees. They make a bet, and Parzival wins. The curator gives him a quarter as his reward. Did you think there was anything special about the quarter?
Yeah, they made a way too big of a deal of it, and I think it ruined it.
Because he returned it to him.
Yeah.
So Parzival threw it back to him, and the curator was like, nope, a bet's a bet, and he gave it back to him. He just put it in his pocket.
No, he didn't. He was like, fine, I'll just leave it here. And then the girl caught it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she caught it, and she was like, fine, then I'll take it. And then, like, she gave it to him after, like, a few minutes of walking forward. Oh,
okay. I don't remember.
But they made, like, a huge deal about, like, oh, no, I'm not gonna take it. And then the girl's like, just take it.
It's a quarter.
And then she grabbed it. And then because the robot threw it to the guy. And then the guy was like, I don't want it. And then the robot was like, no, take it back. And he's like, yeah, I don't care. And then the girl was like, catch. And then she's like, fine, I'll take it. Stop being a baby. And then the two of them walk together and she hands it to him.
I'm pretty sure that she didn't catch it.
She caught it.
I'll have to go back and look. I'm pretty sure that Parzival caught it and then fine, I'll keep it. And I don't think she had anything to do with it other than just being there. And Natalie's wrong.
You're going to be wrong.
And then when she's wrong,
you're so wrong.
When she's wrong, don't cancel her because she just tried her best. Artemis and Parzival meet up at a nightclub thinking it's the location of the second key. They have a great time and start bonding. Then IROC shows up and overhears Parzival tell Artemis his real name. Then the Sixers show up and start shooting. Artemis and Parzival barely escape. IROC tells Sorrento Parzival's real name. Then Sorrento tells his hired henchwoman, Finale, or Natalie's alter ego, to hunt him down. Sorrento then has a meeting with Parzival in the Oasis to get him to join IOI. Parzival says nope, and then Sorrento tells him he knows his real name and where he lives. Wade gets off the Oasis and runs home, but it's too late. His trailer explodes, killing his aunt. So they were ready to kill him with the bomb. What if he said, yes, I'll join you?
They wouldn't have put a bomb.
Everything was already set.
No.
Because by the time he got home, it explodes. It's not like they set it up in the 1 minute it takes him to get home.
Why was he going home anyway? No, he wasn't going home.
No, he ran home to tell his aunt. He calls her, but she doesn't pick up her phone. And then to get out of the house because he thinks that something's going to happen to him.
Wrong. He calls. She doesn't pick up. He calls again. The guy, the boyfriend, grabs the phone, picks up, and is like, get the hell out of here. I hate you. And then he starts running the other direction.
And no, he sees the explosion.
Yeah, he runs he doesn't go back to his house ever. He never makes it back.
No, because it explodes before he gets there. But he's running home as soon as he hears about it.
I don't think so.
Okay. I think this last 5 minutes you should probably watch again. I know you really liked it. You gave it a 5 stars, so maybe you should remember a little bit about it. Wade goes back to his van and is choked out by some dude. He wakes up and he's at Artemis's house. He talks to Artemis and finds out her real name is Samantha. Then she solves the second clue.
This is creepy on her part.
Choking him out?
No, kidnapping him. How did she know everything about him? She only knew his name.
They might have followed him home.
How?
Yeah, I don't know. That's a good point. How did they know where he lived? Because the guy was at the house when he got there.
Exactly. So they've been stalking him for a while.
Well, they're the resistance. Maybe they were trying to find him to have him join their side. But it is kind of creepy.
That's what I'm saying.
They knew how to find him more than Sorrento did. Because Sorrento didn't know he was not at home. He thought he killed him.
He's been being stalked for a while.
Artemis tells Parzival and his crew to meet up at the movie The Shining in the Oasis. It's the movie Halliday and Kira watch on their date. They find Kira inside, and Artemis goes to her and asks her to dance. She gets the second key and clue. Finale finds Wade at the Rebellion base. Wade and Samantha are about to kiss when IOI comes in. Samantha sacrifices herself so Wade can escape. Wade gets away and H picks him up in a van. Daito and Sho are also there. Samantha is taken to IOI headquarters where she has to work at a loyalty center to pay off her debt. This is also dumb. Why did she not run out? They were after him. She should have ran out with him. They both escaped fine.
Yeah, I don't know what that was about.
It was like a plot device to get her inside IOI, but could have figured out something else.
They could have grabbed her. Like she's crawling in and they grab her foot.
Yeah. I mean, maybe to make her a hero, I guess, but...
Well, she would have still been a hero by saying, like, leave me.
Yeah. I don't know. Samantha is put into a small jail cell where she's forced to do labor in the Oasis. If she doesn't comply, she gets shocked.
I think in a movie with a lot of Easter eggs, there's bound to be a lot of plot holes.
Why?
I think that if there's too much going on, then things get messy.
Yeah, maybe. I think it was more eye candy than anything. All those... Because I would watch that movie again just to watch all the things that I missed. I unfortunately felt like I didn't enjoy the movie as much as I would have if I wasn't doing the recap. Because then I missed tons of stuff. And I would have really enjoyed watching it again just to see all those things. So I think I will watch it. And pay attention about the quarter and where Wade was running.
You did not need to pay attention. It was clearly caught.
If he doesn't comply, she gets shocked. Meanwhile, IOI solves the last clue. To get the third key, you need to play and defeat an Atari 2600 game at a place called Mount Doom. They have an army of Sixers trying every game. Sorrento uses the orb to make a shield stopping people from getting into Mount Doom. Here's a good question. You don't need to get the first and second key to get the Easter egg?
I don't know. Well, I think they did get it.
No, they didn't. They never figured out the first and the second.
Yeah, they did. Remember, they had a whole team of people working on the Shining thing. So, by context clues, you can assume that they got the first key.
And the second key.
And then, since there was an entire thing of people working on the Shining thing, and they're all smart like Wade.
Well, they were an entire group of people working on the Atari thing, and they didn't get it. So... You can assume that they're not smart enough to get it either.
No, but I'm just saying, like, to get to that point, it's pretty easy for them to have gotten the first two clues.
I wonder if you even need to. When they're already
unlocked, when everyone already knows about them.
What if you don't need to?
Well, that would not be, that doesn't work like that, because it's like the person to get all three keys first.
No, it was the person to get the Easter egg, and the third key tells you how to get it. You know, he actually calls all the Gunters later. And he says, everybody, the third key is at this place. And they all go to go get the third key.
Oh, I guess so.
No, I do want... It's kind of cheating, though. So, I don't know. Anyways, they can't get in. I'm
telling you plot holes.
The crew hacks into Sorrento's feed to learn where Samantha is, and it works. They call Samantha and help her escape her cell. She's about to leave, but stays to dismantle the orb. Then Parzival calls all the Gunters and tells them the third key's at Mount Doom. So, there's that scene where... He just tells everybody, hey, come to Mount Doom. The third key's there.
I also don't understand how they hacked into the simulation and made it seem like real life.
Yes.
How did they get themselves to be in the game? Like their face.
They're in the Oasis.
No, but it's not their characters in the Oasis. It's them.
Well, yeah, you could be any avatar.
But you don't look real.
Real enough. I mean, at the end when they're in the Oasis, it's like in Halliday's room. And that was real. It looked like it was really Halliday, and it looked like it was a little kid Halliday in there. And that all looked like real life.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah. The masses come in awesome pop culture fashion to Mount Doom. IOI comes and the battle is on. The shield is impenetrable and no one can get through until Artemis takes down the orb. Then she tells Parzival that the Atari game to beat is Adventure, and she escapes the IOI. The battle is fierce and many zero out on the way. Parzival breaks through and fights Sorrento to get to the Atari. Sorrento then activates the catalyst. It's an artifact that zeroes out everybody in the Oasis. Oddly, Parzival is the only one left. He realizes the quarter the curator gave him is an extra life.
Boo-hoo, too obvious. It needed to be a better twist.
I loved it. Parzival plays Adventure, finds a hidden Easter egg in the game, and gets to the final key. First off, a quarter is a perfect significant situation for playing another game. Because you said an extra life. It's a video game. You put a quarter in the arcade and you play the game. How clever. Parzival uses the final key and is transported into Halliday's childhood room.
This is where I thought he was going to get stuck in the game. And that the thing would be like, you get to live here forever. And you get to live inside the Oasis for the rest of your life.
And that would make him happy?
Yeah.
That's a happy ending?
Because he's crazy.
Halliday?
No.
Wade.
Yes.
Wade / Parzival.
He's crazy.
He's the hero. He
doesn't even care that his aunt died. He just was like, okay, time to go play some video games.
She was horrible to him.
No, she wasn't. It was the dude that was horrible.
She allowed it. There you can see a young Halliday playing video games. Talks to Parzival and gives him control over the Oasis and all the money. He tells him that real life is more important than the Oasis. In real life, the cops arrest Sorrento and Finale. Wade kisses Samantha, and Morrow comes and talks to them. We find out he was a curator all along. Wade decides to share the money with his crew, and as the new Oasis boss, he makes some changes. He closes the loyalty centers and shuts down the Oasis on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Life is more important. The end. Excellent 5-star movie! Could this movie still be made today?
I think so, but I also think it was made very recently.
Yeah. Is there any problems you had with the movie other than a few plot holes you like to point out?
Not really.
Okay, excellent. Does it pass the Bechdel test?
Yeah.
It passes the Bechdel test? Okay.
Are you shocked?
Yeah, I read up some research on it, so I actually want to see what you have to say. The Bechdel test is a test to check for female representation in a movie. There are 3 criteria. Criteria number 1. Are there 2 or more named females?
Yeah. There's 3.
Okay.
No, 4.
Okay.
Finale.
Okay.
Samantha.
Mm-hmm.
The aunt.
Uh-huh.
And H.
H. All right. Criteria number 2. Do they talk to each other?
Yeah. H talks to Samantha. And I think Samantha talks to Finale, but I don't remember.
Question number 3. Do they talk to each other about anything other than a man?
Yeah.
Okay.
So H is talking to Samantha. H is driving, and Samantha comes into the truck, and H is like, "Hi, I'm a girl," because in the video game, H is a boy.
Uh-huh.
And, well, it doesn't say, like, I'm a boy, but H goes, "Not what you were expecting, huh?" And then Samantha goes, "Yeah, I wasn't expecting a post truck."
All right, so it does pass the Bechdel test. So what I read online is when she says that, H wasn't talking about the van. She was talking about the fact that she was a woman. In the review, they were saying, in essence, H is talking about a man. She's talking about the fact that she has a male avatar in the game. So it wouldn't pass. And I'm like, no, I don't think so. And then you think, in the scenes where H is a male, he's still a female. So the whole thing should still be okay.
I think that it counts because I don't think she's talking about the male avatar. I think she's talking about the fact that she's a woman. It doesn't have anything to do with the man.
Like another man or something like that.
She wasn't saying, I'm not a man. She was saying, I am a woman.
Yeah. Yeah. So it does pass the Bechdel test because Natalie's actually the foremost expert on the Bechdel test. So anything she says goes.
I'm practically Mrs. Bechdel.
Oh.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
Newsflash.
Newsflash.
Watch me get arrested for identity theft.
Her name is Natalie Bechdel.
Yeah.
My name is Papi Bechdel. I'm Papi Bechdel.
You're Papi cancel. Everyone cancel Papi.
All right. Anything else before we move on?
I think that the Iron Giant looks like Moby from Tim and Moby.
So now maybe Moby would come up if they remade this movie in 20 years.
I don't know. I don't know how many. I don't know what people's opinions on Moby are. I think he's a helpful guy. He knows when to keep quiet.
So I know nothing about your reference at all. And now I know how it must have felt to watch this movie when you didn't understand.
You should know who Moby is.
I don't know who Moby is.
He's a teaching thing. He teaches math.
Moby?
Tim and Moby. It's the dude, human dude, and his robot. And the dude explains all the math. And then Moby goes, beep-bop, beep-bop.
Moby Math?
I mean, I think Moby Math is from Tim and Moby. But Tim and Moby is this big thing. And they're all videos. They teach science and math in English.
Yes,
and
Moby Math.
Moby is always the dumb one. And he's always like, beep, bop, beep, bop. And then Tim is like, no, it's like this. He doesn't speak. He just beeps. And then it's up to your imagination what he's thinking about.
And you just uncovered the fact that I obviously know exactly the program you're talking about, but I've never seen it in action. I just assign it and tell the kids to go do Moby Math. Someone told me it's good. I didn't even know. That's hilarious. Anything else other than Moby Math?
No.
Thank you for tuning into Papi Approved Movies.
If you like this episode, make sure to subscribe, rate, and review on your favorite podcast app or like our podcast on YouTube. If you made it all the way to the end of today's episode, make sure to comment down below the video game controller emoji.
We put out an episode every Monday.
If you want to see extra podcast content, follow our TikTok at Papi Approved Movies.
If you want to suggest a movie for us to watch and critique,
email us at papiapprovedmovies@gmail.com.
That's papiapprovedmovies@gmail.com. No spaces, no caps.
We'll try our best to get to your suggestion.
And remember, it has to be PG-13.
My next movie will be Ghostbusters.
I'm Papi.
And I am Natalie.
See you next time.
Bye.